Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and generally when I'm standing here, that means that we're gonna be working on our lasers. However, today I'm gonna be taking what you would probably think only a laser could do, and we are gonna use our Cricut Explore Air 2s to engrave some metal. Did you know that you can engrave metal on your most basic Cricut Explore Air 2s or even your small little joys? Did you know that? I'm gonna show you how to do that today. Now, when we're talking about the Cricuts, the Cricut Maker 3, which is the one that has all the bells and whistles to it, you can upgrade it and purchase a tool that runs you about $50. And that machine can engrave metal. However, this little tool right here, I picked up off Amazon for like $9. I'll have it linked in the description of this video. And this one right here fits into every other machine. So we're talking the Explore Airs, the Joy Extra. This tool fits in all of those machines, and you can get the same results as that Cricut Maker 3, just like this right here. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to use this little tool. But the kicker here is I'm also gonna show you how we're going to make sure that we are able to properly align all of our engravings onto the blanks that we are using. So if you notice in my dog tag that I had already engraved, that the writing is completely centered onto the dog tag. That's because I used a nifty little trick in order to make sure that we did this correctly. So I'm gonna teach you how to properly align all of your engravings so you never waste a blank, but then also I'm gonna teach you how to use this thing because I'm super excited. The great thing about this is you don't have to invest in an expensive laser engraver in order to get results that you are looking for. Just need to think a little bit outside the box. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Okay, so for you, what you want to do is start off with a blank window in Cricut Design Space. Now for this project, I'm actually going to show you how to set up your blank inside Cricut Design Space. You will notice that on my screen, I already have the dog tag already placed onto my screen. I created this within Cricut Design Space. If you also have a dog tag that you want to engrave, in the description of this video, you will find a link to this free file within Cricut Design Space. All you want to do is click the link and a new window of Cricut Design Space will pop up, and then you'll see just this dog tag right here. Now let's say that you don't have a dog tag, but you have a circle metal blank that you want to engrave. All you want to do is come over here into shapes, and we are going to insert a circle. Now this is very important. When you have your circle put in, what you want to do is resize it to the same size as your actual blank. So for my circle blanks, they are 1 1/4 inches. So I am just going to resize this circle that I just placed into Cricut Design Space at the same size as my blank. So at 1 1/4. Now my blank also has a little hole at the very top. So I'm just gonna copy and paste, Command C, Command V. I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna change this over just to a different color so I can see what I'm doing. And I am going to make this real small because my circle is really small. And I'm gonna put it towards the top of my bigger circle. I'm gonna select both those circles and I'm gonna align them to the center. And then I'm just gonna press slice. Now this pink circle, you wanted it to be eyeballed to where it actually is in your actual blank. You don't want this circle to be down here because the hole's not there. So you wanna put that smaller circle about where the circle in your blank is at. Okay, we're gonna move the larger circle away and we are gonna select both these little circles and delete them. So this right here is the same circle blank that I'm going to be engraving on here in a little bit. Now let's say you had a metal business card that you want to engrave. All you would need to do is go into shapes. You would find a shape that looks like your metal business card. So for mine, I'm gonna do this rectangle because it has some rounded edges. I'm gonna click that rectangle and it's going to load into Cricut Design Space. Now what I want to do is I want to uncheck my proportions and I want to change the size over of this rectangle to the exact size as my metal blank. So the length of my metal business card is 3.39 inches, and the height of my card is 2.13 inches. And then if you're also doing a dog tag, doing the same thing, you want to resize your dog tag to this actual size of what your blank is like. I'm going to engrave 3 things today just to show you that this little hack is going to work no matter what type of blank you are using. So let's just change our blanks over here, the gray ones. We're going to change this over to pink just so we can see what we're doing. Now what we want to do is insert what you want to engrave. So for one of mine, I am going to insert a text box. And just like my original dog tag, I had please drive safe, arrive alive. This is what I tell my daughter and her best friend every single time they leave in their vehicles. Okay, so now what we can do is come up over here into font, and we can choose a new font. Now, I would strongly suggest using a really thin font for this project because that is going to make your engraving look the best. Okay, when you're done choosing the font, you can just click out of that. And I'm going to put this onto my dog tag. And because I'm done editing this text, I'm just going to come over here and press Combine and then Weld. Now what you want to do is select both of these, the dog tag and your font that you're going to be engraving, and we're going to do a line and then vertically. Now you want to make sure that it's nice and spaced really good on both sides. I like that. Now what we're going to do is insert more engravings on the other 2 blanks that I'm going to be doing today. Okay, now what we want to do is make sure that everything that we're going to be engraving is all the same color, which it is. And then what we want to do is select all of our blank templates that we have, and we want to turn this from a basic cut to a score. Then what you want to do is selecting only one blank and what you're going to be engraving. So I have my circle and then my hearts. I'm going to press attach. You're going to do that for all the blanks that you're going to be doing. So for this one, it's just the "You are amazing" with the business card and press attach. Doing the same thing for the dog tag and then press attach. Now what we can do is just press make. Okay, now what we need to do is take our Cricut mat and also our blanks, and we're going to set up our Cricut mat. You want to use a strong grip mat for this project because we want to make sure that our metal blanks don't go sliding around when we're using it to engrave. We're just going to take the plastic off. So now what we need to do is taking one of our blanks. So this is our metal business card. I'm going to put my metal business card on the middle axis. So 6 over and 6 down. So the bottom left corner of my metal blank is going to be right in the dead center of my Cricut mat. So 6 over and 6 in. So what you're going to do is come over here to your computer, and you're going to take your business card and you're going to move it all the way over. And this is where it's really important for you to line it up. And you want to take this and do 6 over and 6 down, just like this. You're going to see that when I select this, it's going to be over on my 6 inches right here and also right here. 6 over and 6 down. Now what we want to do is taking our circle blank. This right here has a plastic film on it. So you want to take the flat plastic film off. Okay, then we're going to put this, let's put this with the hole right in the middle of the 4 and all the way down to the 5. The bottom of my circle is on the 5 line, and it's going to be right in the middle of the 4-inch line. So coming over here, we're going to take this and we're going to take it all the way into the middle. You can see my little hole right there is in the middle of the 4, and we're going to drop it all the way down to the 5 line. This is very important steps right here. This ensures that your stuff is going to engrave perfectly aligned on everything when we go to engrave this. Okay, now what you want to do is take your other blank that you're going to be using, and let's put this down at the 9. I'm going to put the very bottom portion of my dog tag down at the 9 line, and I'm going to line it up with the 6. Okay, and you want to make sure that you press hard on your blanks to make sure they're nice and stuck on there so it doesn't go sliding around. You'll notice that I already have like debris on my mat. This is not a brand new high-tech mat, so you definitely want to make sure that we're pressing really hard down, making sure our blanks are nice and stuck. So over here I have it at the bottom of the 9, and the left side of my dog tag is on the 6th line. So taking this dog tag on our screen, we're gonna go follow the 6th line, and we're gonna put the left side on the 6th line, and then we're gonna put the bottom of our dog tag on the 9 line. Just like that. Now what we want to do is taking this engraving tool, it comes with like a plastic on there, you wanna take it off. This right here is very sharp, so be careful. We are going to move this over, turn our machine on. Now with this, what you want to do is put it in your B side of your machine. So we're just gonna open it up and drop it in like you would normal blade housing and just shut that. Then what we wanna do is insert our mat into our machine. Now you will notice that these little white things that are right here, I have them moved away because if they were to roll over your metal blanks, it's going to mess things up. So you wanna make sure that your white things are moved out of the way. That being said, you also wanna make sure that your metal blanks aren't over here or over here where these things are going to get stuck on them because it'll ruin your machine. So you wanna keep everything, all these rollers away from your metal blanks. Okay, then what you want to do is make sure that your machine is set to the cardstock mode and then press continue on your computer. I would like to note here before we get started, your machine is going to do the score first. You want to make sure that in the clamp A side, there is nothing in here because you don't need to actually score it. That was just to make sure that we have it properly aligned on our mat. So now what you want to do is press the blinking C button. Isn't this so stinking cool? And we did not need a fancy laser cutter or engraver because you're able to engrave metal on your Cricut. Now seriously, how cool is it that we can engrave metal on our Cricuts? Now I need to know, now that I've shown you that we can most definitely engrave metal on our Cricuts, are you gonna still be saving up for a laser engraver? Or are you just gonna go and buy that $10 attachment? I need to know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments of this video because I truly am so curious on what everyone else thinks about engraving metal on our Cricuts. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you later.